The fans here are amped up. We've just got the warm-ups going on down on the court, so both teams are getting ready for that. Um, it certainly seems to be one of those games where we have two schools that are longtime rivals that when they meet head-to-head like this, especially with um, Laurier, who's sitting third in the division, um, looking to their top scorer, Max Allen, to make sure that they stay in that top three position. While Waterloo has really had a rough start to the season, right? But ever building that offense, that strong offense, and they're really looking to push so that they can get their first win of the season. It really is an exciting night tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. No, the energy in here is amazing. The court just filled up. All the seats are full. Tons of people here tonight.
Yep.
Definitely looking forward. That rivalry has to be a big aspect of it.
Big
Not
time,
only
big
that,
time.
but like you mentioned, Waterloo is 0-7. They're at home. They're looking to make a mark in this league, especially at home. I mean, with the energy, with the 0-7, there has to be such determination coming out of the change room on Waterloo's behalf. Laurier is going to have to work really, really hard to beat that determination. Honestly, I think they can do it. We just watched actually the women's game, and
Right.
they did such a good job.
Yeah.
However, I don't know how that will project onto the men's team. If anything, there's similar coaching styles, if it's a
Right.
similar atmosphere in the schools.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if any of that has a play in the game today, especially with, Will and Owen Coulthard. Owen joining his older brother Will. First year playing for Laurier, and looks like the brother dynamic's going to be with us on the court today.
Yeah, and it's overall just a great atmosphere in here tonight. We had the Waterloo team here and the Laurier team here watching their female compatriots playing earlier, and they were just there to support them, and they hit the court literally running as, the teams went off and they came on. And as you can see, they're doing their warm-ups now. The energy's good to go. The fans are amped. And I think really tonight just proves to be one of those exciting nights for basketball. It's what we were talking about earlier is that when these two teams come together, it really is one of the battles of Waterloo.
Yeah.
Trying to prove which team is the better team for Waterloo.
The king of the hill, the Battle of Waterloo, sorry. We have a few players we're expecting to hear a lot from. You'd mentioned Max Allen, I'd mentioned
Yep,
the Coulthard
definitely.
brothers. Not only that, we're expecting a lot from Jaspreet Gill.
Yes,
I had seen a game
yes.
earlier in the month. Jaspreet Gill was with the Waterloo Warriors,
Right.
and they were playing Queens. Now, Jaspreet Gill did not have such a good game, and I had spoken with the coach, Greg Francis. He's expecting a little bit more from Jazz. In this game, a little bit more, on the inside,
Yep.
a little bit more from the three-point line, especially, given
Sure.
Jazz's record. Not only that, but Miles Jarvis to be somebody to watch. His consistency against Ottawa and Carleton
Yep.
was insane. He had 100% free throw and 80%
Yeah.
field goal. So that's going to be
Right.
an amazing thing to see. Very excited to see how he performs today. Also interesting to see if Max Allen, the Coulthard brothers, can match Jazz's and Miles' offensive strength. Not only that, if the rest of the teams can pick up with the defense.
Definitely. We have the home team advantage, and we're going to get things started off with the national anthem right now.
We'll sit down like 20 seconds before the end. Well, we're starting here. We're
Right.
about to do jump
Gotta get
ball,
things going.
and we'll see how these two teams do. So going into it, I'm just really expecting a lot, like I said, from Jaspreet Gill and Miles Charvis.
Yeah.
Love the energy between the two teams. You know, even with the women's team, we saw this companionship between them. One of the things I found very interesting was that both teams have a very similar way of entering and joining together as a team on the court.
Yeah, we got the huddle here.
The Laurier Golden Hawk huddle.
Yep, definitely. So, one of the things that's really exciting about this game tonight is, both teams are looking to improve their standings in the league overall.
Absolutely.
Especially with both teams having lost their last 3 games consecutively. A win for either side tonight is going to greatly benefit either of these rival teams.
And even aside from the season, aside from the league, these two teams want bragging rights. It is the Battle of Waterloo. They want bragging rights over their territory, especially the home team. But
Definitely.
If Laurier can take back to their home court a win here at the Pack Center, I think it'd be a wicked season for them.
Definitely. Given the similarity in playing styles of these teams and their current standings in the division, with what both teams stand to gain tonight with a win, this should really prove to be an exciting and a very tight, close-paced match. I'm looking forward to it, and really, at this point, nobody can predict who the winner's going to be.
I don't think I could predict at all. A lot of people will say and tell you, Laurier, they have the record, they have a little bit more wins, they have a little bit more determination, maybe their offense and defense are working a little bit better together.
Yep.
Now, like we mentioned before, the 0-7 record
Right.
that
definitely.
Waterloo has is definitely going to give it some determination up against this Laurier team.
Like you said, I've heard a lot where people are saying that, Laurier has the momentum, like you said, so that's going to give them the advantage.
It'll be exciting to see how they,
here we go for the tip-off.
fare. So jump ball, and Laurier wins it.
Yep.
Good work around the arc there. Okay.
It's an early attempt. I mean, Laurier is really going to look to dominate on Waterloo's track record for having a great offense, but not the greatest defense. They're going to try to get in there.
We're going to
They're going to get a lot of early goals. They're going to get some points right off the bat like this here.
And it's up.
And it's good.
Excellent.
All right. And not quite
Jabbar
there.
Ford.
Not quite there.
Unsuccessful on his first attempt. Waterloo bringing the ball down, passing around the arc. Some nice work in the key, and it's in.
And it's successful. Really, a lot of pressure on the Laurier defense there,
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, Waterloo's known for that strong offense.
So James is bringing it up. Pass by Jabbar Ford.
This is where Laurier is trying to dominate on that.
Jack Simmons doing some nice work in the key.
And it's up.
And it's in
good.
for Laurier.
It's another.
So the current score is 3-2 for Laurier, the visiting team. Oh. And it's in. That was a really good fast break for Laurier.
Fantastic, yeah.
And, like everybody expected, Laurier is coming on strong in the first few seconds of this game.
Both teams really, both teams really trying to get points on the board right off the bat. Really try to get an advantage early on in the match.
They're moving around the arc nice. Trying to find a lane into the key. They shoot. And the last basket sunk in was Jack Simmons, number 7 for Laurier.
And Jack Simmons is
the
doing
score is
very
5-2
well
for Laurier still. They are
season.
leading now. Nice work in the key.
Oh, and 7 again. Just Jack Simmons all around a very well-rounded player.
He was, yeah. There's a lot. We're seeing a lot of Jack
season.
Simmons right inside there.
Yep. There's another basket yet again by Jack Simmons. Like I was saying, he's a well-rounded player.
Absolutely.
And just that pressure
James trying
again.
to push into the key. And he is blocked.
Like we said, this game's already started off pretty heated. Both teams trying to prove an early dominance here. Laurier putting that pressure on that weaker Waterloo defense, but Waterloo trying to push right back, you know, and just charging down the court.
James on the outside once again. And it's up from the 3-point, and it's no good.
No good.
Waterloo's going to try to move the ball up here.
And there we go. See, there's that energy again.
Wainbridge playing the outside. And it's a foul. No? Oh, sorry about that. We're going to throw in.
Jack Simmons.
Okay. And it's in for the 3-point.
That was a beautiful three.
Okay.
That was Jasper Gill with the basket for Waterloo. Solid. Outside.
And Laurier's trying to work on the inside. Goes up, it's no good, it's blocked. Waterloo fighting for the ball, and they've gotten it out.
Waterloo's really picking up their defense this game around. I think they've had time to, you know, watch the tapes, really study their team. You know,
Jasper Gill struggling, passes it to Wainbridge.
I'm sure they've heard the criticism on their defense this season.
Wainbridge trying to look for a way in. Moves into the key.
Wainbridge moving in.
And it's no good. Laurier makes a fast break down. Goes up for it, and it's good. Miles Jarvis is taking it up for Waterloo. Jasper Gill goes up and is fouled.
So it's 5-9 for Laurier now. That basket was scored by number 1, Jamar Ford.
Laurier foul calling is number 2, James Hatchman. That's his first, team second. Jasper Gill on the line, shooting 2.
We have another.
So Jasper
we have a
Gill.
free throw now.
Almost.
Oh, unfortunately. A little short.
Took a couple bounces around the rim
there.
and did not go in. It's up again.
And
And
there
it's
we
good.
go, and that was good.
Good free throw from Jasper Gill.
You know, like we said early on, the energy is just very intense, very, very high pace, just right out the gates running.
Still a very close game.
Oh, and it's up.
James Eggman scores again. He is on fire right now with 3 goals. Really, really taking advantage of all the open space that Waterloo's giving him.
Just minutes into the game.
Trying to make
Laurier's
it in,
already
make
up
something
a lot.
happen through the lane, and it's in.
Oh. And that's Mike Helsby for the Warriors. Looking to match up the points a little bit more. You know, not let Laurier get that edge there. I have a feeling this is going to be a high-scoring game tonight.
On the outside, up for the 3,
Oh,
and it's an air ball, no good. Time clock ran out on him there. Score is now 11-8 for Laurier Golden Hawk, with 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
all right, now we see.
Miles Travis is taking it up the court. Doing some good moves, passing it off. And an excellent basket by Mike Helsby.
And that was
Golden Hawks
Mike
are going
Helsby
in.
again, looking to tie the game up. Oh. Getting a little
Waterloo
rough.
almost had a fast break there, but Laurier's defense kept them from crossing the middle.
It's Jack Simmons again, now over to
It's Owen,
oh,
and he sinks the 3-pointer.
and that's Jamar Ford again.
Jamar Ford sinks the 3-pointer for Laurier making it 14-10. Passing it around outside. It's up, and it just misses the net. They keep it in. Oh my goodness! Mike Helsby. Mike Helsby for the Warriors, putting up points that they so sorely need right now. James Eggman. Over to
Playing around that
Owen
key.
Coulthard.
It's
He
up.
goes up, and it's good.
It's good.
And that was James Eggman again
James Eggman.
for Golden Hawks. Seems to be pretty aggressive. He seems to be everywhere. It doesn't seem like Waterloo can keep a handle on him. Jaspreet Gill with the ball, trying to find the lane in. Goes up,
Oh, it's up.
and it's good. Jaspreet Gill scoring for the Warriors, closing that gap to 16-14 for the Laurier Golden Hawks.
Oh. That's back. Oh, we got a foul here.
There's a foul. Not sure if that's going to count.
Warriors foul called against number 5, Jasper.
That's, I believe, charging was called.
So there's no basket.
Yeah, no basket.
And we're looking
Goes to
at
free.
a substitution for Laurier, number 20. Or sorry, for Warriors.
All right, so we have Jack Simmons for Laurier taking the free throw. And it's good.
Number 7, Jack Simmons for the Golden Hawks seems to be unstoppable right now.
The score is now 14-19.
They don't seem like they can get a handle on him. Waterloo's looking to start something. Crossing center court. Goes up
and
for the
going
three, and it's good.
What a beautiful shot. And that was Mike Helsby again from... Yeah, it was Mike Helsby from Waterloo taking the score from up to 17-19.
Waterloo setting up in Laurier's end. Goes out at the key.
Good job, Mike. And it's up. Oh,
It's no good. Max Allen. Owen Coulthard. Patrick Donnelly to
Oh, and he's going for the three.
No good.
Oh,
It's a good attempt by
off
Owen,
the
though.
rim.
Owen over to Jamar Ford. And back to Owen. Traveling around the arc a little bit. Making their way inside the key.
Really making Waterloo
Jamar
work for
Ford.
it. And it's up.
No
Oh,
good. Hits the rim. Laurier is definitely going to have to capitalize on all these chances if they're looking to make a mark in this league, especially against
Definitely.
Waterloo fighting as hard as they are.
Both teams here just playing with such ferocity, you know, like they're just looking to capitalize on that that offense. Just trying
Exactly.
to-
Both teams very strong on offense right now. They're bringing a lot. I'd like to see Waterloo's defense do a little bit more at home, you know,
Oh,
protect
it's up.
that name.
Oh,
It's no good.
Waterloo really has seen a great increase in their defense over the last season, you know, and it really is shown in this match.
Number 7, Johan Bunyan, trying
Foul.
to take it into the Laurier zone, and he's called on it.
You can see this, the coach there giving some quick advice.
Definitely some inspirational talk from Coach Greg Francis there.
We have the refs just conferencing here on the foul.
Push him to the left. He's coming this way. He'll make him go back door.
As you can see, coach is not too happy about all this.
Push him to the left.
And it's up.
James Eggman
Nope.
to Max Allen is no good from the three-point line. Waterloo's taking it up.
Oh, we have
Traveling.
a traveling call.
Traveling for Waterloo.
Come on, D it up. Come on, D. Let's go. Mark, don't sink, Mark.
James Eggman taking it up.
Mark,
Trying to find somebody. Max Allen now inside the 3-point mark. Trying to make something happen, finding his lane.
Pressure on. As you can see, the ferocity again, just that intense frustration.
That was
here
Patrick
by Waterloo.
Donnelly forcing his way in through. What a powerful center.
All right, we're back at the free throw now.
So Patrick Donnelly about to take a free throw here.
Just a few minutes left
It's
here
up.
in the first. We are at 17 to 21.
With 1 minute remaining, Waterloo's looking to make something happen here, passing around the the 3-point line.
Wow.
From way out.
Just
I'm
way
not
out.
too
Just
sure.
all the way downtown, you know. And
I am not
a
too
shot
sure what
like
he's trying to
that's
get with
really
there.
risky, right, Seth? Like,
Absolutely.
it is something that you really are doing in the last few seconds of the quarter.
It's a last
trying to get
resort
those
for
points on the
sure,
board,
Adrian.
you know.
Yes, last resort for sure.
Oh, we're back at the free. Patrick Donnelly. See if we can get even further ahead lead.
Patrick Donnelly goes up for it. And it's
Oh,
good.
it's good.
Making that gap just a little bit bigger between them and the Warriors.
Really looking to get as far ahead of a
And he
lead
goes
as
up.
he can.
And
it's
it's good.
again. Just all around, just a lot of really good players today, you know?
Yeah, I'm finding the offensive powers aren't making their mark like I thought they would. However, there's a lot of ball movement around the court. They're making a lot of passes and plays happen. And it looks like they're dedicated to trying to get this win. This game is not as far apart scored as many of them have been.
Oh, definitely.
They go into the three. Patrick Donnelly working his way in the middle. And it goes up from Jamar Ford.
17-23.
And it's in. Jamar Ford for the
now.
Laurier Golden Hawks. 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Miles Travis trying to work his way in. He goes in.
2 seconds left
He's up.
here, and he's trying. Oh,
And it's no good.
Such a
Temps for the
disappointment.
rebound,
Trying to even
didn't
that
make
up.
the rebound. Well, what a first quarter we have here. Such a close game. 25-17 for the visiting Golden Hawks. You know, Adrian, I was really expecting a lot more from Jaspreet Gill in that opening. Talking to Greg Francis, he had mentioned he wanted a little bit more from Jaspreet Gill. He is, you know, their go-to guy for offense. Much like him, you know, Miles Jarvis, he is doing a lot of movement around the court. He is everywhere. I've seen him make everything happen so far. He's brought the ball into the zone. He's passed it around. He's giving so many opportunities, and I feel that the Waterloo Warriors are just not capitalizing on those opportunities that Miles are giving them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you can see, right like we talked about, right out of the gate, both teams just charging up and down that court, looking to monopolize on a strong offense, trying to take advantage of what they had heard, you know, was a soft defense, and just trying to get ahead on the board, you know, and they've managed to accomplish that, but Waterloo is not far behind, really, really pushing, trying to keep an even keel, as it were, trying to get ahead, and you can see the frustration in some of the Waterloo players there, right? Especially in the last few seconds of that quarter. You know, as we can see here.
Passes it out.
So as you can see here.
Laurier passing around very well, trying to work their way up to the 3-point line into the zone.
Moving in here.
And he goes up. Lots of defense from Waterloo. Passing it around nice, right to the center, and he goes up for it.
And it's good.
That was James Agman, one of his many today. So, as we said before, the offense is not living up to their name, I feel, on Waterloo's part. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, way more attacks. They need to be so much heavier on the net. Laurier is attacking them left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm on the edge of my seat, Adrian.
Definitely. So, we're going to continue with some of the action on Net Time. We'll be back. Just going to take a quick word from our sponsors. Stick with us. We've got a lot of exciting basketball action coming soon. We'll be right back.
So anyways,
Apparently we're not going
we're going to join the action
right.
back down on the court. Let's see how it's going down there, Adrian.
Yep, definitely. So we're back in the second quarter here.
Second quarter starting. We're going to have a 25-17 lead for the visiting Golden Hawks.
All right, so as you can see here, just the intensity. And I don't know if the fans watching at home can hear this crowd behind us, but just the intensity.
Stadium got packed moments before the men stepped out onto the court. I mean, everybody has to be excited, especially the home team fans. You can hear the noise from them right there.
Yeah, it really does speak to what we're talking about when we talk about home field advantage. You know, just the energy from the players.
Exactly.
Just, as you can see in the bottom of your screen there, just the density of the fans.
Greenbridge working around nice, and they go up for it, and it's no good.
Oh,
all right. Well, there's a little scuffle there, Adrian. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on.
Like
Somebody wanted
said,
the ball.
You know, there's a little bit of frustration. Tensions are mounting. So.
Absolutely. So that was Will Coulthard. Out to Michael Grantis. Grantis is going to, or sorry, Will Coulthard. Grantis is going to take it up. He's working around the arc. Into Patrick Donnelly. Patrick Donnelly trying to shove his way into that key. Finding his lane. He's up. Oh, no good. Waterloo steals it. Working their way up the court.
Is Waterloo trying to put on
into
that
the key, and it's no good. Exactly,
that intensity that they're known for, the ferocity of attacking, you know, the opponent's defense.
It's very effective, Adrian.
Their own end.
Very effective, Adrian. However, you know, they need to maintain it. They can't come out strong and die off towards the end of the play. They need to finish that play all the way through and not just charge towards the end or the beginning. So Miles Jarvis up. And the free throw is good.
That was Miles Jarvis.
That was Miles Jarvis from Waterloo Warriors.
One more.
Up again, and it's good.
Fantastic. Just two beautiful shots.
That's what I was expecting to see from Miles today. He has a very, very accurate free throw record.
Mike, drop, Mike. Drop corner.
Well, looks like we're going to a slow motion play.
And this is the free throw again.
Yep.
Miles Jarvis making it.
And we're going to see number 6 from, that's Miles Jarvis.
Miles Jarvis.
From Waterloo.
And then back in the Waterloo end, they're working their way out after some exciting action from Laurier. Moving around the arc pretty nice.
Oh, see that chop there?
Yeah, Simon Cole and Couillard didn't make it in, and it's in for the Waterloo Warriors. And the crowd is going insane. They're very happy with that. That was Matt Globoda for the Waterloo Warriors. Globoda. Matt Globoda.
Waterloo really trying to get a quick timeout here as both teams are gathering up.
And there's what we're talking about, the fans. They're just so
the
into it.
Fans here tonight.
Trying to distract the opposing team. The friendly competition is just ripe in this court right now, Adrian, just ripe.
Friendly or maybe not so friendly.
Friendly between the teams, not so sure about the fans, Adrian.
Oh, we're going back to the replay.
All
here,
right, so it goes up, slips a bit, maintains himself, and what a clean shot right into the net.
Just beautiful. Looking to turn the game around here with just that kind of activity, you know? Like those kind of plays are what really are going to be the upsetters.
And there's 10 seconds left in this timeout before we start again in on this OUA men's basketball action between the Waterloo Warriors and the Laurier Golden Hawks. We're in the second quarter here at the PAC Center. It is currently 27-23 for the visiting Golden Hawks. Laurier's going to get a chance here with Will Coulthard throwing it in.
And Laurier's going to start it off.
And Will Coulthard throws it in.
And Will Coulthard pulls out to James Eggman.
James Eggman back to Will. Will over to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford. It's back out to James Eggman.
Putting that pressure on there again. Just that
Jamar Ford back out to James. James working the ball in like he has been this entire game. Carrying a lot of the offense on his shoulders. Jamar Ford over to James Eggman. James Eggman in. Oh. And he's denied by number 9 on the Waterloo Warriors, Matt Globoda.
Just
wow,
Laurier
what a block.
Trying to put the pressure on there, really trying to tire out the Waterloo defense, and they just weren't having any of it. You know, they were all over him, and they're saying no more.
Absolutely. Yeah. James Eggman starting it off to Jack Simmons, and it's blocked again.
Oh.
Wow. That was an exciting moment
What an
on
intense game.
Laurier's
Oh,
behalf.
Tensions, pressure
Waterloo
there.
denying the Laurier Golden Hawks 2 wonderful opportunities.
Throw in from Waterloo. Over to number 4, Wayne Bridge.
Bridge. Waterloo passing it around very nicely
As
inside.
you can see here, the play is getting a little bit more physical.
And there we go. That was what the Waterloo fans were waiting for. Some offense that they expect from key players like, you know, Wayne Bridge. We have Jasper Kiel there, Miles Charvis. We have Matt Kloboda. All participating, all throwing it in together to try to beat this Golden Hawk team.
Waterloo just really trying to put the pressure on here, trying to shake the confidence, you know, trying to show the Golden Hawks that, you know, maybe this isn't going to be so one-sided as they assume when they're coming in here. The first quarter not being very reflective of how this game was going to be played, other than the, wow, there's a foul there.
Number 9 has to give up the ball. Jamar Ford's going to throw it in to James Agman. James Agman is going to take it up. James Agman.
Putting that pressure on.
Jamar
Ford.
Ford.
Around Waterloo.
Over to Jack Simmons. Jack Simmons back to Jamar Ford. Oh, no good from the three-point line.
Waterloo
Miles Charvis.
really getting rough here, trying to bully the other team out of their key.
They're trying to get things happening as quickly as possible.
Oh.
Ah, there we go. Just as I was saying, Waterloo gets it done again. There's Greg Francis. And the rest of his coaching staff looking pretty pleased. And he goes out to the three-point line.
Oh, it looks like the basket didn't count there.
Looks like the basket by Waterloo didn't count, Adrian, yeah. So Jamar Ford is going to hand it off to Will Coulthard. Garrison Thomas.
Just Laurier here dancing like they have been.
Oh, Jamar Ford almost gives up the ball. A little bit shaky, and Will goes up, and it's no good. Air ball. Will, again from the three-point line. No good. He's going to have to stop and focus and get that shot down.
I think Waterloo's shaking them up a little bit, maybe shaking that confidence, you know.
You know, it could be
Laurier trying to push back, trying to say that they won't be bullied, but that, again, that just that intense ferocity. We got our super fans here again, brought their drums from home.
You know, it seems as if those 2 huge blocks from Waterloo has really been a turnaround in this game. Laurier up, and he sinks it. Will Coulthard, finally in his 3rd attempt. He was really giving it his all, and he deserved that goal. Miles Jarvis taking it in again.
Now. Oh, Waterloo put that pressure, almost didn't work for them. Let's see if they can return from that.
Pulling the foul out and getting
both teams
a free
getting a little
throw.
grabby. This is exactly what we're talking about, that rivalry, the battle for Waterloo. There's no better example than seeing this kind of thing.
I just really like how everything's rubbing, a little bit of friction getting going. We're about to see here a free throw. And Elimane Diallo makes his first shot.
And it's tied up.
Elimane Diallo up and it's good.
And Waterloo takes the lead.
And that is 30-29 for Waterloo. Hopefully, Will Coulthard can make something happen here to Max Allen. Max Allen outside the key.
Well,
there we go. Laurier answering with that excellent shot. Miles Jarvis moving it up the court a bit. Over to Wayne Bridge. Wayne Bridge trying to find his lane. Goes up.
Oh!
And that was another three-pointer by Mike Helsby of the Waterloo Warriors.
A high-scoring game today.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of defense. Doesn't look like after that Waterloo defense worked a little bit hard there in their own end that there's going to be too much defense again throughout the game.
Both teams such a strong offense, but now, you know, that defense I feel that the team that really cracks down on their defense here in this game is really going to be the team that sneaks it forward. You know, both teams have shown that their offense, you know, they know how to play, they're willing to push the intensity, but really the defense is what's lacking here on both sides, which is what's caused such a high score already this early in the match. You know, 33-34 for the Golden Hawks, just staying just slightly above. Oh, and here we go again, just getting really physical now in the Waterloo end.
Something is happening. There's a pileup in the key, mayhem and chaos. Let's see if these officials
literally
can get
fighting over that ball now. You know,
literally is a good word to use, Adrian. Timeout for the Waterloo Warriors here at the Pack Center in Waterloo, Ontario, where we are covering the OUA Action Men's Basketball. Waterloo Warriors versus the Laurier Golden Hawks. The score is currently 34-33 in the second quarter.
And this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. You know, a lot of people were saying this is going to be Laurier's game. They've got the momentum. And as you can see here,
with
we had the jump shot there by
Wayne Bridge singing that three for the Warriors, again showing that their offense can and will compete with Laurier today.
Yeah. You know, we've heard a lot, like we were saying, about how this is going to be Laurier's game. They've got the momentum, they've got the drive, they've got the score for the season that's backing them up. But Waterloo responding, backs against the wall, and hitting the ground running, you know.
It's astounding, really. It's amazing how a team can turn their motions around like that. There's the foul. And again, the Waterloo fans with the
just the super fans here trying to
audible
make life
loudness
as
that they're known
difficult
for.
as possible for the Laurier team.
Okay, Waterloo starting it off here.
Again.
Miles Jarvis once again taking it up. Trying to make something happen. Number 14, Mike Helsby. Back over to Miles Jarvis. Up. Sorry, Jaspreet Gill. Jaspreet Gill coming through for the Waterloo Warriors. Garrison Thomas trying to find someone. Jack Simmons working their way around the arc.
And you know, Jaspreet Gill
back
really
to
trying
Jack Simmons.
You know, get his team ahead, and that's the Warriors taking the lead there at that last basket. And Laurier
and the time clock runs out.
Unfortunately, just not meeting it.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter of this incredibly close, incredibly tense game. Both teams being very offensive. Just like my partner here, Adrian, was mentioning, I'm looking for who drops the defense first and takes this game. Especially in the second half, we're looking for, you know, Waterloo to bring up a lot of their offensive players and just solidify that defense. Even interrupted, Miles Jarvis comes through for the Waterloo Warriors. He has been amazing tonight. And it's up for the three-point line for Laurier.
And it's a tied game.
Currently tied. This game cannot get any closer.
Oh, and it's up, and nope.
No good. Laurier is going to take it down, try their luck at the Waterloo end.
And there was an attempt for a three, and the ball
by Wells Davis was no good. Still a tied game here, looking to
just
take the lead.
Yeah,
just looking to take the lead before they go into the second half of this game, setting the tone and possibly the win. Amazing attempt at a rebound by number 14, Mike Helsby for the Waterloo Warriors. Unfortunately, doesn't pull through with it. He's going to get a foul shot. Let's see what he can make of this. This may help the Waterloo Warriors take the lead going into the half, giving them that edge, and along with that determination coming out for 7 losses.
You know, and
might help them, and there we go.
Player for the Waterloo Warriors.
He has
the free throw.
Absolutely.
And this really could be the edge that they need going into the half. that will give them the lead. You know, keep this tie behind them. And oh,
Get back! Get back!
Number 13, Patrick Donnelly for the Golden Hawks, trying to find it. Waterloo all
putting on that
over him.
pressure. Really trying to keep them on their own end, keep them out of their key, keep them away from that basket, keep them turning everything around.
Exactly. Number 13, Patrick Donnelly charging in like we've seen him do so often in this game. And he's going to pull the foul on as well.
Last basket was
So he's going to have a chance to make that point back in the last 2 minutes.
Back and forth.
I honestly, Adrian, do not think I've seen this game been split up by more than 2 points, or sorry, 2 goals. And that's in for Wayne Bridge. Another chance to extend this lead going into the second half.
Wayne Bridge at that line again. Just again, another one of those reliable players that at the free throw you can really count on. And will they tie it up again?
Wow.
There it is.
And there we are, 40-40 with 1:50 left in the first half of this OUA men's basketball game.
You know,
Number 6 is trying to make his way up the court. Over to Jamar Ford, then back over to Vladimir. And right now we're looking at Coulthard.
Just both
over to
teams
Patrick
here
Donnelly.
really turning it up. Just turning it up. Patrick Donnelly again. Oh,
Waterloo trying to get a hand on that.
oh,
Wayne
and things
Bridge.
getting physical again. Foul called. It was a big chop from Laurier. Big chop.
This is such a messy second quarter. There's been so much happening. It almost seems as if the game is trying to change tone. It seems as if both teams are trying to get it going in their favor.
And here we go, Wayne Bridge again back at the free.
He goes up from the head of the key. And Wayne Bridge up again. And he makes it.
Beautiful.
Clearly in sight, wanting that lead.
What's the help, Ellie?
Will Coulthard moving in, trying to make something happen. Patrick Donnelly struggling against 2
Both
opposing
teams
players,
fighting
and he goes up,
superiority.
and it's good for the Golden Hawks.
Beautiful.
Jamar Ford making things happen for the Golden Hawks.
Tied again. Both teams just struggling for that superiority, wanting to go into that half with the edge, not wanting to be a tie. You know, as you can see there, just getting a little physical. Both teams just really fighting for dominance here.
And I can't imagine the mindset of both coaches right now. You know, teams tied up, both of them obviously playing very good. However, the coaches have to be wanting something different from their defense. Moving it around slowly, outside. Jamar Ford finding Vladimir, going in. All right, and Patrick Donnelly sinks it from the 3. Miles Jarvis showing signs of fatigue. He has been doing a lot for this Warriors team.
Just seconds left now.
Mike Helsby moving into the key. Back out to Mike Helsby. Finds his lane. And it's a foul. With just seconds left in this second quarter, the score is 44-42 for the Laurier Golden Hawks, who have managed to hold on to that tiny, tiny lead. Here.
Just both teams here.
Coulthard
really
moving
driving.
in.
Oh,
Almost for Coulthard.
And then
Rebound
just
after
rebound.
rebound
There
after
we go.
rebound, and finally it goes in
Ahead
for the
again.
Golden Hawks.
It's halftime beat with the score at the end of the first half. The Laurier Golden Hawks 46 and the Waterloo Warriors 42.
All right, and just going into the half here now, and the score is 42-46.
For the Laurier Golden Hawks, the visiting team. Waterloo Warriors definitely
such
under
an
a lot of
intense-
stress. Yes.
Intense first half.
I can feel the tension in this court building, you know. Watching that Laurier team walk off with a little bit of confidence, and that Waterloo team just astounding. we're going to go down to courtside with downtown Danielle Brown, who has Jaspreet Gill from the Waterloo Warriors.
Hi, I'm Danielle Brown, and I'm courtside with Waterloo Warrior Jaspreet Gill. How do you think the game's going so far?
It's good right now. I mean, it's a close game, but we got a couple things to clean up. They're getting some easy shots, some open shots. Just got to clean up the transition D and just get more boards.
Yeah, you guys have been up and down in the second quarter. In the first half, you were down by 8 points. What can you do to work on your defensive end?
Just being a little more tough. I mean, they got some shooters out here, so if we close out, make them shoot tough shots, I think we'll be fine.
And with the end of going into the winter break, what do you think you can do to improve as a team to end strong?
We got a lot of time still, but I mean, it's been a tough first part of the season, but I think we got a lot to work on. I mean, I think still a long season. Hopefully we can get a win tonight and just keep improving. I mean, get some confidence going. I think it'll help out a lot.
Awesome, great hustle out there. Awesome, thanks. And back to the desk.
Thanks a lot, Danielle.
Thanks,
Jaspreet Gill, expected to hear a lot about him. Greg Francis had mentioned, Jaspreet Gill, he was expecting a lot of them in Queens, didn't see a lot of them. Jaspreet Gill making a slow emergence into this game here at the PAC Center. Haven't seen a lot of them as much as I'd like to. People like, Miles Jarvis are taking up the reins, doing a lot of the work. We saw them getting fatigued out there. Greg Francis mentioned that he is a tool. He is something they rely on. I'm thinking they're saving him for the second half to be a little bit more effective with Golden Hawks. Had an interview with Greg Francis and earlier in the month, and he had a lot to say about how his team would do, and we can check that out now if you want.
Yeah, let's see what he had to say.
What do you feel that you've improved upon that'll be most useful against Laurier?
Boy, defensively, allowing only 61 points against Queens. Good team, some good scores. We missed a couple of assignments, but if we can learn to control our backboard, we're getting out rebounded by too much. If we can learn to do that, I think we can be quite a force in the league this year.
Jaspreet Gill, he had a lot of movement around on the court today. How effective do you think he's going to be compared to the offensive likes of Max Allen and Will Coulthard?
You know what? Will and Max are great scorers, especially Max can go inside out. Coulthard and Jaspreet Gill remind me of each other. They're both good shooters. They can get hot. They can get going. This wasn't Jazz's best game, but he's our best scorer by far and kind of our heart and soul right now. So it's always going to be a good matchup when you see Will and Jazz go at it.
We've got another player with us. What do you have to say, Danielle?
Here, courtside again. This time I'm with Max Allen from the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. How do you think the game's going so far?
It's a battle right now. It's a high-scoring game. We're getting up and down the court. It's a high-tempo game right now.
Yeah, you guys were up by 8 points in the first and 6 points at the end of the second. What can you do to keep that consistency going?
We got to rebound and run, and we got to beat them down the court. We got to transition on offense and get back on D.
And with the second part of the basketball season coming up really soon, what do you think you guys can improve on to keep that consistency?
Defense and defensive rebounding, getting second chance opportunities inside.
Cool, great hustle out there today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And back to the desk.
Thanks a lot, Danielle.
Thanks, Danielle.
Max Allen definitely picking up on what we've picked up on so far is that the defense has to step their game up in this basketball game. Laurier, although, like we mentioned, strong offense, Max Allen, number 8, huge player today for Laurier. Lots of stuff happening from him. I really don't know what else to say. I think defense is the key point in this game. Max Allen knew it, Jaspreet Gill knew it, and really, they're the professionals.
We've seen from both teams that they can provide a really strong, powerful offense.
Absolutely.
It's been a very physical match, a very physical game. We've seen a lot of fouls, elbows thrown, a lot of physicality around the ball, and really it does boil down to whoever, like we've been talking about the whole way through, as Max said, whichever team in this next half gets their defense together is really going to monopolize on the win here.
Absolutely.
I really do feel that that's the way to go.
I believe so. This game is no longer about offense. It's evident that both teams have extremely strong offense. They're very comfortable on the court, especially the Waterloo Warriors team at home. This matchup has to be familiar for a lot of the 5th and 4th year players, coming together, rival schools, rival sports, be it a friendly rivalry, be it not friendly, I don't know, but there's definitely heat, there's definitely friction down on the court.
Really
lots
is
of people
living up
getting
to the
knocked down, there's lots of fouls, I've seen more free throws than I've seen field goals, to be honest.
Definitely. It really is living up to the name that we gave it, the Battle of Waterloo. You've got such great players like Patrick Donnelly, Jaspreet Gill, Jack Simmons, all these people who really just points after points after points. Like within 2 minutes there, I think we just saw a basket on one end, basket on the other end, just one after another.
Back and forth on the court. Back and forth on the court a lot, and that's what they have to stop, especially Waterloo, because they're 0-7. They need this win. If we're going to start talking about, both offenses are so strong, but defense needs to step up, it's the Waterloo defense that needs to step up if they're going to take their first win, because in all sincerity, they are the ones out of this battle that need it most. Waterloo, home team, they have their fans here, the noise is here, the atmosphere is here. We're just waiting for Jaspreet Gill, Miles Jarvis, and the rest of the squad to step up their game, along with assistance from people like Mike Helsby. He had a lot of stuff to say, a lot of stuff to show us in that first half.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the second half, Adrian.
Me too. And stay with us. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
I left school early, and my choice of jobs was pretty limited. I needed academic upgrading. I needed Conestoga. The foundation programs here helped me figure things out. They gave me choices and support to put it all together. Now, I'm on the right path.
What you do here counts out there.
Count me in.
Conestoga College. Apply today. Find us on Facebook and connect with Conestoga.
So we're going to throw it to downtown Danielle Brown, who's courtside. Danielle?
All right, I'm here with Meryl Norris, a fan of the Waterloo Warriors. How do you feel about the game so far?
So far, it's been a great game. I mean, the score couldn't be any closer. We're really proud of our Warriors tonight.
Awesome. Are you hoping to take it home tonight?
Oh, we definitely are hoping so. It'll be the first win for us for the season for the men here, so it'll definitely be a great game.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
And back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Definitely
Thanks,
a lot of
Danielle.
excitement from all the fans, both Laurier Golden Hawks and Waterloo Warriors. Everybody's excited to be here. As you can see, the court's pretty packed. We have a few people here, more so on one side than the other, as it is the home team's castle. Yeah. But we continue with the Battle of Waterloo. Both these teams just actually recently got back from a road trip in Ottawa, where they played Ottawa and Carleton, both of them respectively, and they're the top two teams. Both teams maintained similar scores, maintained similar defense. The Ottawa and Carleton teams are extremely difficult to play. Laurier Golden Hawks showed a little bit more defense than the Waterloo Warriors did, but Waterloo Warriors getting, getting a little bit more points, a little bit more offense on their side. Lower score from Carleton in the Laurier game, a little bit of a higher score from Carleton. That kind of shows the weakness Waterloo has to work with and overcome today against the Laurier Golden Hawks. Both teams, are like we talked about them being equal. We talked about them being 0-7, and we talked about the Laurier Golden Hawks being 3-5, maybe having the advantage because of those 3 games. Yeah. I don't think so. Just because the scores against opposing teams all throughout the season, it's so similar. You have York. The game against York was the closest game Waterloo has had, and it is also the closest game Waterloo had, and it's also the closest game that Waterloo has almost won. I actually watched that game. That was the game.
Well, what we can see here now is, some of the highlights from the last quarter.
Waterloo moving around really a lot inside the three-point line.
Just a great basket there. This is just an example of that pressure, that intensity that Waterloo's putting on. And, just like you were talking about those away games and how those other teams were able to monopolize, and again, a part of that is that home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the crowd, you've got like we say time and time again, we've got that intensity as we've seen. And Waterloo started out pretty strong, but once that crowd picked up, they really amped up their game.
A lot of action on Laurier's behalf, with Patrick Donnelly, you can see there, moving around within the key very forcefully. And earlier we saw a lot of Wayne Bridge from the three-point line, as well as Miles Jarvis charging down the middle, trying to find that lane to the basket in the key. Greg Francis looking very determined at courtside today. All of his coaching staff looking very pleased with the performance. In my opinion, compared to this Queens game, it's one of the best performances I've seen from the Waterloo team, and you can tell on the faces of the coaching staff for the Waterloo Warriors that Greg Francis is very happy with his team's performance.
Oh yeah, you're totally right, Seth. Totally right. And it really boils down to that energy, that intensity. Both teams just playing a top game, but it really is going to come down.
It's one of the best games I've ever seen throughout the regular season, especially, like I said, from the Waterloo team. They were kind of dead in the water at the beginning of the season a little bit. They had a very strong beginning in, forget the regular season. They had a very strong preseason. Coming to the regular season, that disappeared.
Right.
So wondering if they can find that power they had in the preseason, bring it into this game against Laurier, and utilize it against some of their forwards. Some of the scoring and around the arc that Laurier is working very well around. Somebody needs to help Miles Jarvis out.
Definitely.
Miles Jarvis is doing a lot on his own.
They've got their strong offensive players.
We've established this.
Time and time again. But you need the support. You need the defense. It has to be a team game. There are star players, but you can't just focus on the star player. It's a team for a reason.
It is.
Right?
It is, and that's when you see all the companionship we have going on. About with a huddle, and we have both teams kind of having the similar styles to begin. You see here, Laurier Golden Hawks. I don't think I've seen one game where they haven't gotten together either in between quarters or at the half. Same with the Waterloo Warriors. I just love the companionship and the friendly rivalry that they have.
Tight-knit group.
Similar entrances, making a similar presence, and you know what? That could be a huge factor in how they come out today.
Definitely. Both teams here really working together, and not only defense, but it is really going to boil down to not just camaraderie, but how well the teams work together. Not just get the ball to the star player, just put the ball out to the other star player. It really is how well you work. And we saw a lot of that with Laurier in the first two quarters, where they played around the key. They made Waterloo work for it.
Absolutely.
And in all fairness to Waterloo, once they saw that this was a repetitive thing that they were doing, making them really run for that ball, they started to return the favor. And that's where we saw the game, tying up. And then one team would sneak past, and then it would tie up, and then we'd see another sneak past.
Very good point you hit on, Adrian. There is that companionship, that camaraderie you need in a team. We're seeing a lot more from the Golden Hawks than we are from Waterloo. Waterloo's kind of like a one-trick pony at the moment with Jasper Gill and Miles Jarvis. We have people like Wayne Bridge trying to bring it up on his behalf.
Definitely.
But that's three players. With the Golden Hawks, we're seeing the ball passed all over the arc. We're seeing them run into the key, finding those lanes, getting those picks, getting those blocks, and they're really a lot more effective when they're on the inside trying to get those points.
It really would be interesting to be a fly on the wall in the change rooms right now, just to hear what they're talking about. What the huddle. Just to hear what they're talking, what they're saying, the plays that they're talking here. What they're going to change up, just those sort of things. Because really, they're both working very well, and it's just the Levy's got to break somewhere.
It has to.
It has to break. So
Greg Francis, as you mentioned before, he saw that, and he had to be giving his team some words of encouragement, letting them know, this is our game, this is the one we have to win, and this is where we're going to do it at home. Greg Francis is in his second year as head coach, as you mentioned, and he's looking to get things done. They've improved consecutively every game leading up to this. Their last game against Queens was one of the closest games they've ever had, being scored 57-61, only a 4-point difference between the two teams. It's going to be exciting to see how the Waterloo Warriors are planning on getting their first win of the season. Let's go back to the game. We're about to go for jump ball.
We're about to begin the second half here. Oh, and there's the buzzer, and here we go.
Really, see the Warriors walking onto the court as a team. Maybe they heard us talking about that team ethic that was so important in the game, Adrian.
Really interested to see as to what is going to be changed up, what's going to be different in the second half. Both teams, again, we talked about this time and time again. Both teams have showed that they have an intense, strong offense. You know, they can play the game, they can play the man, but can they stop the man? And that's really is what's going to win this game.
So Coulthard starting it off very nice there, working around the outside. No good. They are stopped in the key.
And just that high energy.
Oh my goodness, Jaspreet Gill charging down the middle. Laurier turning around just as quick. That's Allen to Jamar Ford. That's a basket for the Golden Hawks. That was number 1, Jamar Ford. Okay, Waterloo now, trying to make something happen with an answering basket.
And it's 42-48,
Miles
just
Travis
seconds
once
into the
again
half for the Hawks
to
right now.
McLeBota. McLeBota flying through the key, and he gets the layup.
And this is the intensity, again, that we were talking about. You know, like we keep saying, the tensions are high, but the pressure is also high. You know, this isn't like other teams that they've played. A loss to either one of these fellows. You know, that opposing team is just up the road. This is for, you know, this is for bragging rights. This is for, you know, like we say, the Battle of Waterloo. This is whose town, which is the better team.
And Waterloo failing there with Wayne Bridge trying to set something up. Unfortunately, nothing came of it. They're working around the outside now over to Coulthard.
And jump shot.
And it's no good. Although it's early into the second half, it seems as if the Waterloo Warriors are working on that defense and not letting the Laurier Golden Hawks capitalize on all the chances they had in that first half. Element goes up, and it's good for Waterloo Warriors.
Play some defense.
Golden Hawks moving in. Jamar Ford. Out to Jack Simmons. Jack Simmons.
Like we said,
over to Patrick Donnelly for the three-point.
Really going to be a high points game, a really tight game though. You know, both teams really at a similar skill level despite the seasonal rankings.
Yeah. You know, Jazz moving it in there, working over to the other side, trying to charge his way into the key, doesn't quite make it.
And again, there's that defense we were talking about.
The defense that needs to be so effective against the powerful offense of both teams. Jamar Ford passing around the key. Coulthard back to Jamar.
They're going into the
setting something up. Oh.
Both teams really looking to change up their styles of play.
And it's in. So here at the OUA men's basketball action, we're at the PAC Center. It's the Waterloo Warriors for 46 and the Laurier Golden Hawks visiting team leading with 55 in the third quarter.
Just such a fantastic game, you know? Like, this really is one of those pinnacle games that you talk about when you think of good college ball. You know?
Once again, Waterloo coming through with another goal, trying to take that lead.
And Waterloo with the steal there, and that's up.
Waterloo is denied.
That Laurier defense all over it.
Jamar Ford with the stop. Max Allen looking displeased. And Jaspreet Gill,
here we go with
one
Jazz
of the most powerful offensive players for Waterloo Warriors, is about to close the deficit. And it's good. Little congratulations from the team there. He's gonna try for it again. And Jaspreet Gill, number 5 for Waterloo Warriors, is good. And that brings it up to 50-55 for the Laurier Golden Hawks. The Warriors closing that deficit.
They were holding Jazz back in that first half, or whether maybe there was that inspirational talk that, you know, every coach needs in that half that really sort of let the chain off. So hopefully
Jack Simmons once again for Laurier goes up and is successful. Brings it 57-50 for the Golden Hawks against the Warriors. It's Wayne Bridge.
Waterloo fighting hard to try to close that gap again, and Laurier just saying no at every turn.
All over
no at every
Waterloo in the key. Oh, a little bit of a block there, almost a steal, but not quite.
It really does
Max
seem like
Allen.
both teams were listening in.
Absolutely.
Halftime.
Max Allen
throws
throws it in to Jamar Ford.
Jamar
Jamar Ford back to Max Allen. Max Allen working his way into the key.
It's up.
It's up and it's no good.
No good. It's Waterloo all over it.
Miles Jarvis to Jaspreet Gill. Jaspreet Gill back to Miles. Miles at the point working his way in.
Oh,
and
a layup.
Rebound.
And an assist there. Oh, and Laurier trying to. And that was Matt Globoda for the Warriors. Oh, and here we go.
And here we are with the
again,
rebound.
And the assist there.
And that was Matt Globoda. Matt Globoda with the excellent rebound, tipping it right back in.
And you can see Laurier here just trying to turn it back around, and unfortunately it didn't quite work out for them, but hopefully they can
Will
keep
Coulthard
that
up.
ahead.
And no good. Will Coulthard is going to try for his second one. Up. And Will
it's good.
is good on his second. Miles Jarvis once again trying to make something happen. Jaspreet all the way down the court.
Just a little over 5 minutes left now in the third. And it's 52-58. Another foul called here.
Just waiting for a few people to make it onto the court here. Jaspreet Gill with the ball. Jamar Ford right in front of him. Out to the three-point line, and it's good.
Beautiful
Waterloo
shot.
Warriors
Beautiful
finally
shot.
catching up, turning it around, hoping to gain that first win. He's going to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford fumbles with
that
it.
defense again, getting really grabby, really physical. Now those frustrations are running high. This game means a lot for the Warriors, a lot. This would be their first win of the official season. 54-58 for the Golden Hawks right now.
Hey, play some defense. Let's get stops. Let's get stops.
Trying to make something happen here, throwing it in. Laurier starting at one end of the court, going to charge their way into the Waterloo Warriors, try to maintain this lead. Looking very serious, the Waterloo Warriors coaching staff. Watching James Agman. Over to Max Allen. Max Allen, no good. And the Waterloo Warriors fans are definitely happy about this. So the ball's going to Max Allen, he's going to throw it in. And he throws it out to Patrick Donnelly, who throws it back to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford trying to make his way into the key. Waterloo fans are very upset.
Very upset with something there.
2 seconds.
Looks like that fan's giving the ref a little bit of piece of his mind. Let's see the action. And no good. Waterloo Warriors are going to carry the ball down now. Miles Jarvis starting everything.
And the battle for Waterloo is getting a little bit more physical as we get closer to the end of the game here.
Mike Helsby playing it around the arc.
It's up.
And it's good for the Waterloo Warriors. That was Wayne Bridge.
And this back and forth game really has been something else. One of the top players for Waterloo, number 4, Wayne Bridge, really dominating for his team, scoring most of today's goal or points for his team, really, assisted by Jazz and several other members, but it really has been,
Wayne Bridge has been moving a lot inside, Miles Jarvis, he's also been charging up the middle. He's been working more along the outside side than anything.
Play through it. Lock and trail on it. Just lock and trail.
Don't worry.
Oh, we've got some super fans on the sidelines here cheering on
Just very excited
Warriors.
to be here for the Warriors. Just diehard fans. Patrick Donnelly trying, and the persistence finally pays off on the third rebound. working around the outside. Charging into the
And that
key,
gap
and that was
closing
traveling.
ever so, steadily, right?
Play, boys, let's go. Play.
Neither team able to break away from this tight scoring. Still 58-60 for the visiting Laurier Golden Hawks. Again, some confusion on the court. Wayne Bridge seems to be talking to an official. Doesn't seem very happy about something. Max Allen with the ball. Throwing it in to Michael Grantis. Michael Grantis with the ball. Trying to make it back to Max Allen, stopped by the Waterloo defense. Max Allen working his way into the key. It's up. And no good. Good defense from number 10, Lemaine Diallo on the Waterloo Warriors. Miles Jarvis again working his way into the key. Goes up. And no answer from Miles Jarvis. Miles Jarvis has been running end to end. Somebody needs to help him out.
Definitely.
He's definitely starting everything. He's trying to work around those players. He's trying to work around the defense, make something happen for his team.
Watching both these teams play, it really is a speed versus power game right now. Waterloo definitely has a little bit of speed, but they're a really powerful team, as to where Laurier has that speed, has that agility, and I think that's just allowing them to get around the Waterloo players right now. 58-63 for the Golden Hawks.
Golden Hawks pulling away a little bit quicker now. And there we are.
Just a beautiful shot there.
Wayne Bridge once again for the Golden. Oh my goodness. And the Golden Hawks with an answer. Mike Helsby.
Laurier responding with, not going to let you get that far ahead this time.
Not this time. Number 14, Mike Helsby, trying to work his way around the Laurier defense. Goes back outside. Wayne Bridge back up almost again for Wayne Bridge. He has been such a force here in this third quarter.
And Patrick Donnelly, just like Wayne Bridge for the Warriors, Patrick Donnelly for the Golden Hawks, really being one of the key players this game. A lot of support by his team, doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see Patrick Donnelly in there. He's been very physical in the key. He's been pushing, shoving around, knocking players over, but he gets the basket. He is offensive, and it's not for loss.
Exactly. And there's that skill. That Laurier has a lot of really good players, and they're really making the plays despite, as you can see on the court here, Waterloo fans trying their darndest to distract, just cause as much pain
even
as
bothering
possible.
some of their own fans in the process. It's a good sacrifice if you can make your home team win. It has a likeness to, here we are from the 3-point, and he moves down the key,
we're going to slow-mo.
Goes up, and it's good. Just some of the amazing offense we've seen here from Waterloo in this second half. Wow. And we're almost done this timeout here.
All right.
And both teams
that's the end of that
are going to have to
timeout,
make their way back out on the
as
court.
well as the Waterloo ruckus. So. Here we go.
All right, Max Allen once again
over
for the Golden Hawks, throwing in. And he goes out to Michael Grantis. Back to back to Owen Coulthard.
Those super fans again trying to help their team
Owen
out by chanting them on there with their
brother
drums.
Will trying to make something happen here. Patrick Donnelly once again. Nope, doesn't make it, being very physical again, pulling the ball.
Meaning that stalwart defense by Waterloo. Going into the second half here, both teams have really tried to amp up their defense, but I'm wondering, Seth, it might be a little bit too late.
It doesn't seem as if it's going to pull through for either team.
Yeah.
It seems that whoever has the faster, quicker, and more efficient offense is going to win this game, because I'm not thinking we're going to see much more defense out of these two teams.
Definitely.
Very offense-heavy game here.
No.
Some of the coaches just looking on
very intently
at their Golden Hawks team, which is currently winning.
Up.
Mike Helsby
Oh.
once again.
Beautiful
Mike
shot.
Helsby, number
Beautiful
14 for
shot.
the Warriors, has been quite a force. He's done multiple 3 points. He's been racking in the score for Waterloo. Between him and Wayne Bridge, I feel that they have accumulated a lot of the scoring for this Waterloo team. Owen Coulthard goes up and sinks the
And
3.
from way downtown, another basket.
Owen Coulthard.
Oh.
Jaspreet trying to get in.
Oh, and there's a
And
foul
he
call.
plays a foul. With 42 seconds here in this third quarter of OUA men's basketball action, we are sitting at 68-62 for the visiting Golden Hawks. Waterloo Warriors looking for that first win of the season. Let's see if Jaspreet Gill can close the gap here.
This really could be a game changer for them.
You know what, they really do need all the points they can get, but their offense really needs to step in. And as we mentioned, the defense that we're not expecting needs to step in as well.
Beautiful shot. And that puts our score
All right,
now
Max
at
Allen
65,
moving it up the
68
court.
for the
Back to
Golden
Max
Hawks.
Allen. Back over to Jack Simmons. Trying to make his way inside. Max Allen from the 3, no good. Miles Jarvis charging up the court into the key, and he milks that foul.
What a match. What a game. What a game.
When I was watching Queens play Waterloo, I thought, you know, nothing could get more intense, nothing could get more close than this. And this Waterloo versus Laurier game has done nothing but amaze me with how close it's maintained its score.
You know, this is the kind of intensity that you see with teams that are very familiar with each other.
Absolutely.
Play each other a lot.
Absolutely.
There's that old rivalry, you know, and again, we keep talking about it, the battle for Waterloo, trying to maintain home supremacy.
Absolutely.
You know?
Bragging rights over your fellow teammates. All right, Will Coulthard trying to move in. He goes up and tipped in. And that ends the third quarter. It's 70-66 for Laurier Golden Hawks against the Waterloo Warriors here in OUA men's basketball action. It has been
What a great match.
quite a game. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you for more coverage of Waterloo Warriors versus the Laurier Golden Hawks.
I had a pretty good job, but I felt I had more to give. At Conestoga, it's happening.
It's about doing, thinking, testing my ideas.
Here, I can tap into experience and technology that helps me succeed.
Leading edge, I'm there.
What you do here counts out there.
This time, it counts.
Conestoga College. Apply today. Find us on Facebook at Connect with Conestoga.
After 3 quarters of play, you know, the score here being so close, as we expected, though, you know, with these two teams so strong in offense and their defense kind of trailing behind. There's not a lot more that I can think of that I would expect from Laurier Golden Hawks. All their players have stepped up, all the offensive, all the defensive, working very hard. Patrick Donnelly is in the key, throwing those elbows around, throwing the shoulders around, getting those points, nitty and gritty. It's amazing. Now, Waterloo Warriors, completely another story, Adrian. They have not really improved too much upon much. I'm not seeing a lot of action from Jazz. You know, he's working very hard to charge the key, find his lanes, but it seems to be a little bit of an act of desperation. Miles Jarvis seems a little bit more composed, trying to set up plays. Seems like he's putting a little bit more thought into it.
They really do seem to be relying really heavily on Wayne Bridge. You know, Wayne Bridge with a lot of those great baskets, a lot of great threes, you know, a lot of success with the free throws, but you cannot rely on a single player.
Absolutely
and
not.
that, I think, is the difference we're seeing. And what gives Laurier a slight edge is that they're playing with a star team as opposed to a team playing with a star.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
So definitely.
Yes. So anyways, we're going to go back to a little bit of OUA basketball action here. Waterloo with the ball. Starting their way around the outside. Mike Helsby passing it over to Wayne Bridge. And it's unsuccessful. It falls apart. James Eggman
Just can still
over
hear
to
that
Jamar
energy
Ford.
in that
Jamar Ford
background.
back to Owen Coulthard. Owen Coulthard goes for the
Great
3.
catch there.
No good. Passing it around the outside.
You know, now this is the time.
Jamar
in the
Ford
fourth-
trying to find somebody in there. Patrick Drawling working his way through. Jamar Ford up, and it's good.
You know, this is the time in the fourth where we really want to see both teams play their all, pull out all the stops, and just really give as much as you can.
You want to give the fans what they came here and paid for, Adrian. And this 72-68 game for the Laurier Golden Hawks may not be what the Waterloo Warriors fans wanted, but it's definitely what the audience came to see, and that's good OUA men's basketball.
Yes. I mean, like I said
And
before,
Coulthard up again. No
this
good.
is one of those games that you think of when you think of good college ball, you know?
It's one I will look back on for sure, Adrian.
Just the
Ball
physicality. as
bouncing
both
around.
teams
Patrick
chase the
Donnelly
ball.
recovers, passes it outside to James Eggman. And James Eggman calling, trying to set something up, getting his team organized. Back out to Owen Coulthard. Owen Coulthard to Patrick Donnelly over. James Eggman trying to make something happen.
And it's up.
And
Oh.
it's no goal. That would have been Owen Coulthard's.
And the attempt from downtown, but
3-point, and then the rebound. However, I think we're going to see something come out of Miles Jarvis here. He seems very determined. He seems very... Okay, so 14, working around the outside, into Wayne Bridge. Back out, Elamaine calling for it. Elamaine up, and the 3-point is unsuccessful. James Eggman, gives it out to Miles Jarvis. Miles Jarvis going up. Fouled
just again,
out.
an example of that intense physicality we're seeing late in the game.
Absolutely.
Here.
Miles Jarvis. Miles Jarvis. Miles Jarvis going for a second. And it's no good. Trying to bring the score up for Waterloo a little bit, closing the gap.
It's Waterloo looking for that edge.
With only 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 72-66, still a very close game. Oh my goodness, Owen Coulthard sinks it far out.
Beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Coulthard no doubt trying to follow in the footsteps of his brother Will. And Waterloo, Wayne Bridge hitting those sweet threes like he has been all evening. James Eggman over to Jack Simmons, and it's out.
As you can see here, you know, Laurier coach
Does
Peter
not look satisfied at all,
happy
Adrian.
At all.
Although his team is ahead, there has to be something.
Something just got him really riled up.
He's heated under the collar, Adrian. He's heated under the collar.
Very heated.
All right, so we have Laurier starting it up now. Owen Coulthard over to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford out to Jack Simmons. Jack Simmons pushing his way in past Waterloo. It's no good. Pushed back outside. Coulthard again. Throwing it back out to James Eggman. Patrick Donnelly trying to make a presence in there right at the outside of the arc. Charging the key. Jamar Ford again. And then up from James Eggman, and no good.
Close.
So currently in this fourth quarter, with 7 minutes left, it is 75 for the visiting Golden Hawks and 69 for the Waterloo Warriors.
Laurier
Jamar
Ford
Ford
trying to run the clock here, trying to hold on to that edge as long as they can, keep the ball away from the Warriors.
There's amazing ball kept in by Mike Helsby. Waterloo really mixing it up in the key there. All right, we have Wayne Bridge wanting to start something up. He's been successful thus far, one of the most powerful. Oh, and a steal by James Eggman.
That Laurier defense
right
was
inside.
just right there.
Absolutely. And that's what we wanted to see from them. This is the defense we're talking about that needs to come up if Laurier or Waterloo wants to win this game.
Yeah, we just needed to see that defense from one of the teams, you know? We just needed, and it seemed that Laurier answered the call. So this is what's given them a well-deserved lead in this game.
Let's see if they can keep it up. Jasper Gill looking for something to happen. Charges the key. And no good. That has been a lot of what we've been seeing from Jasper Gill, and Greg Francis had mentioned he wanted to see more from him. Not delivering today. Patrick Donnelly.
This has not been his best game.
Over to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford out to Patrick. Patrick.
Oh.
And no good.
Foul called.
There's going to be a foul here. And you can see right there.
And then you can see a layup.
That was an amazing layup by Laurier. That has what has given them this lead and has also enabled them to maintain it. Max Allen's going in. Will Coulthard over Jack Simmons. Will Coulthard in the key, and it's a good for
layup.
2 points. Warriors closing that gap, 77-69 here at the Pack Center in Waterloo. Mike Helsby working around the outside.
Just seeing the Warriors trying to just force
Goes
their
up
way
for
in.
it, and it's good. Elamaine Diallo, 2 points for Waterloo Warriors, closing that gap ever more.
And there's that power again that we were talking about.
Absolutely.
You know? Just the brutally pushing their way in and scoring a basket.
Yes, James Agman again with the quick feet, throwing it over to Will Coulthard. Will Coulthard back out, trying for Jack Simmons. Stolen by Mike Helsby. The officials are going to stop the game here. With only 6 points separating the Warriors from the Golden Hawks. I wonder if they can do it, Adrian. I really wonder if they can do it. They seem
There is
to be
still enough time that they can turn it around. I mean, they did a larger spread. They closed a larger spread in a lesser amount of time in the first half.
They did. James Agman trying to take
really,
it in. Jack Simmons from outside, and no good. Miles
really
Jarvis trying to get the ball out of their end.
Ball out of Waterloo's hands, keep them out of their end.
Absolutely. No, defense is definitely key, as we were mentioning all the way throughout this game. Seeing a little bit more of it from the Golden Hawks than Waterloo. Waterloo looking to change things up here. Mike Helsby on the inside. Miles Jarvis, no good. And it's out on Waterloo.
Just under 5 minutes here left in the last quarter. You know, really tight game, really tight game.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and there's a slow motion on the layup. What an excellent, excellent form by Coulthard. You know, the young players really stepping up. Jack Simmons passing over here to Max Allen. Max Allen outside to Coulthard. Coulthard makes it.
Beautiful.
Will Coulthard. All right, Waterloo working their way in. Helsby trying to make something happen. Stolen.
Warriors at 71.
Oh my goodness, the ball is all over the center of the court.
Oh, there's that physicality again. Tension's running high.
People are just getting heated.
Actually
Seems to be a bit of an altercation between number 14 and number 10. Wow. Simon Polon Couillard and Elamaine Diallo seem to be upset about something. Coach is not too rattled by it, though. Greg Francis keeping his cool as always.
Both coaches obviously looking on very, very concerned. The Laurier coach a little bit more hot under the collar than, say, the Waterloo one, but both obviously showing signs of concern here as the refs trying to figure out exactly how to call this.
You know, Laurier coach Peter Campbell having that 9-point win, he has a lot more to lose. Greg Francis needs to get his crew together and figure out what they need to do in these last minutes to overcome the Golden Hawks and hold that lead, which is something they've struggled with all season.
It's a crucial huddle here. Both teams. The ref's going to make
a lot of communication down on the court. Wayne Bridge is coming out on the court for Jaspreet Gill. All right, Max Allen starting things off for us to James Agman. Allen on the outside. Sorry, Coulthard on the outside to Jack Simmons. Looking to make something happen, peeking through. Allen to the inside. Almost there. Basket does not count. Holding call. Greg Francis does not seem too pleased with that.
As you can see here.
Talking with his assistant coach and the rest of his coaching staff, looking at each other, wondering what's going on. Seems like they'll let it go, though.
Frustration's running high both on and off the court right now.
Absolutely, Adrian, absolutely. Jack Simmons moving around, wiggling around, trying to feint his lane into the key.
And again, that speed, agility, and skill seems to be outdoing the Waterloo's just raw power.
Exactly.
And
Miles Travis
aggressiveness.
charging, Jaspreet charging, all this other stuff happening on the Waterloo side isn't working for them. Golden Hawks using a lot more strategy and technique.
Definitely.
Than this Waterloo team. Waterloo team just not able to get past the defense of Laurier. The Laurier coach does not look pleased. Somebody should tell him he's winning.
Yeah.
And it's in. I might have spoke too soon, Adrian.
Well,
with 2.5 minutes left, it's 82-73 for the visiting Golden Hawks.
They really need to put on the pressure now.
James
really put
Agnew
on the
again.
steam if Waterloo has any hope to turn this around. And the Golden Hawks really need to maintain that level of skill that they have and just keep up that defense.
Simon Polan Couillard. Couillard and Jack Simmons there setting some nice stuff up. They really pulled through in the second half. Didn't see much of them in the first half. Elamine Diallo goes for the layup, and it is unsuccessful. Max Allen going on the inside to Jack Simmons. Jack Simmons, and it's in for the Laurier Golden Hawks, making that win.
It's a great play.
Making that lead ever so bigger. So the score, with only 2 minutes left, is 86 for the visiting Golden Hawks to 73 for the Waterloo Warriors. Waterloo Warriors looking for their first win.
Both teams calling
Greg
the
Francis
timeout here.
has to be talking to his team about this. He knows he only has 2 minutes left. He knows he needs to win this game and make a mark in the league. And for some reason, Peter Campbell has not yet come to terms with the fact that his team will win. He must know that they have to do better than this to take the lead in their conference. He doesn't want the win. He wants the conference. He wants the league. He wants more than just tonight. He knows they have to work a lot harder to make this squad notable in the league.
Yeah. And the Laurier coach Peter can't be too happy with the fouls, the penalties that are getting called. The raw force that the other team is showing, just bullying their way into.
Yeah, just like you were saying there, just like you were saying about the pure force of the Golden Hawks team. He's probably a little unhappy with the fouls they have pulled because of dropping technicality and strategy.
Yeah.
Having the win makes you overconfident. You might get sloppy. At least they're holding up their defense and not allowing Waterloo Warriors to close that gap that is going to give them the win tonight, if they can hold on to it.
Definitely.
Miles Travis.
Less than 2 minutes in the game now, and just Waterloo really has to turn up the intensity,
to
turn
the
up
outside,
their defense.
And from the three, it's good. Waterloo
going for the
Waterloo
three.
must have had some pep in the talk from Grady Francis, because they seem to be coming out with a new phase. 76-86 for the Golden Hawks. Fourth quarter action here at the Pack Center in Waterloo. Wow.
Laurier looking to turn it around.
And there's Laurier.
Keeping that edge, Seth.
Laurier's keeping the edge. Laurier's showing Waterloo they're not going to give up. And that lead is going to be maintained for the next minute and a half.
That really has been one of the main strategies that Laurier has had this entire game, was to get a slight advantage on the lead, on the points, and to just maintain that. So whenever you get a basket like here, Laurier will turn around, keep that edge alive.
Yeah, the biggest problem Waterloo has had this season that I've seen is holding that lead and even getting that lead sometimes. We'll see if they can close the gap a little bit here with number 14, Mike Helsby for the free throw. It's up, and it's good by Mike Helsby.
It's 79-88 now for the Golden Hawks. That penalty shot really helping the Warriors out, closing that gap. Another timeout called by both teams.
Peter Campbell does not want his team to lose this lead so late in the game. And the Warriors trying to scramble and figure out a way to get some quick points and win their first game of the season. The fans here are getting very loud. They're very excited, especially the home team wanting to see their team come out on top tonight. You know, it's been a stressful game all around, very, very close. Definitely. I think within 6 points, all the way through until now with a 9-point deficit. The fans have got to get loud. Fans have got to get in it and enjoy it. The Waterloo team has to pick up their defense, stop Laurier from scoring. And let's see if they can do that coming out of this timeout. Maybe Greg Francis had some words of inspiration.
You know, there's a lot of factors in this game, you know, as we come out of the timeout now. A lot of factors riding in this game. You know, rival schools, home turf, you know, no school, nobody wants to lose, but it's another thing to lose at home, and it's yet another thing to lose at home to the rival school that's just down the road.
10 minutes
right?
down the road.
If that, 10 seconds
You'll
down
be
the
hearing
road.
bragging rights all week.
So, again, back to the Battle of Waterloo.
I was going to say, back to the action here. Seeing as Patrick Donnelly has been such a force, we saw him at the end there, right in the key, where he belongs, doing what he does best. Wayne outside, and Miles just not able to make it happen this time. Seems as if Miles has taken it upon himself to drive right in through the key.
There.
Absolutely. Seems as if Miles has taken it upon himself to take it right down into the inside key. He wasn't able to find any passes. He wasn't able to make anything happen with his teammates. And so it looks like he's taken it upon himself to try to make some points happen, close this gap with the limited amount of time they had left. Okay. Jamar Ford.
Another foul.
Is stopped. Goes up for the free throw, it's no good. Jamar Ford is no good on the free throw. Second attempt.
Here we go for the free.
Jamar Ford up, and it's good on his second attempt.
That was
Jamar Ford. He's been so-so with the free throws tonight.
Oh,
both teams
called.
Inconsistent with the free throws. However, the three-point game from Wayne Bridge on that Waterloo Warriors team is astounding.
And you know, getting really close to the end of the game here, we're seeing those timeouts getting called rather rapidly. You know, 91-79 for the Golden Hawks.
It looks like the Greg Francis is trying to work something out with his team
Once
here.
Again.
He had Jasper Gill, he had Wayne Bridge, and he had Miles Charvis on the court at the same time. All the forwards he could get. And there we see just some of the action that needs to be stopped by the Waterloo Warriors if they expect to win this game. Laurier Golden Hawks just very forward on the attack and pretty incredible. All around, I think the Waterloo Warriors are in a little bit of desperation and will have to go back to the court to see if they can pull off this win, their first of OUA action.
Definitely. And we're coming out of the timeouts now to see what the teams can do in these last couple of minutes now. Just a minute and a half left in the game. This is where we're really going to see it get turned up. You know, some of the fans not so
Wayne
happy
Bridge
perhaps.
Starting out with the ball, going out to Mike
But it's not over.
Pushing into the key. No, it is not, Adrian. As you saw there, you know, trying a little bit more strategy. Mike Helsby throwing it off to Wayne Bridge. And now James Eggman, Jack Simmons, over to Jamar Ford. Jamar Ford down the court. And Max Allen traveling.
Traveling call.
And that was traveling.
This is really going to slow down that opportunity for them to...
This last 2 minutes of the game has been the longest 2 minutes of the game. Very tense.
It's under a minute now.
And Waterloo has to keep their heads about them if they expect to close this gap in the limited amount of time they have. 50 seconds for Waterloo.
Just does seem like the teams are now just trying to stop the clock, make this go as long as they can, and just inch their way up the court.
You know, with Max Allen and Jack Simmons working the way they are currently, and you know, the Waterloo Warriors having, I see, you know, Miles Jarvis is out there, Wayne Bridge is out there. Helsby's done a lot of good work for them. Coulthard on the outside. We're going to get a free throw out of it.
What an intense game. Just what an intense game.
You know, until that fourth quarter where the Golden Hawks pulled away, I was pretty sure that was anybody's game, but it seems as if now that the Golden Hawks might have a little bit of an edge, especially here with Coulthard. Let's see if he can make it.
And just trying to get a little bit of an extra lead ahead here by Will Coulthard.
Will, the younger brother.
And there it is.
Or sorry, the older brother of Owen. That's my mistake.
.45 seconds left in the game now, approximately, and Laurier trying to break 100 here in their score. So really get that dominating
and there's
lead.
Nothing happening here. Miles Jarvis
and
back up. Oh, here we are. And up again, just throwing everything they can at that basket, trying to close the gap. Laurier with possession of the ball.
It just unfortunately might be a little bit too little too late. You know, if they had shown that kind of intensity for the entirety of the last half as opposed to the last half of this quarter.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, Adrian, it doesn't almost seem as if it's controlled. It seems as if the Waterloo Warriors team is a little bit tired and they're a little bit desperate. They're kind of, you know, they're pulling out a lot of strategy, a lot of technique right now that we haven't seen earlier on in the game where they were a little bit more of a one-trick pony. I just think they have to get a lot of things straightened out, a lot of things leveled before they can come out as a whole team.
Right, definitely.
So Elian Diallo passes it out to Wayne Bridge.
79-94 here in the last few seconds of the match.
Mac Laboda trying to make something happen, and unfortunately, it is out. 16 seconds left.
16 seconds.
It is 94 to 79
is do or die
for
right here.
The Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. And it goes up. Oh, no good.
That's unfortunately not the result.
Excellent attempt by Mac Laboda, however, it did not go in. Five points separating these two teams with only 13 seconds left. It's hard to say if they can throw Wayne Bridge that ball and see if he can grab a couple threes to close this gap.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Find the team.
As you saw the
players.
coach there on Laurier's sideline, he knows he's won. He's been rather heated under the collar for most of this game,
Absolutely.
and now we finally see a smile.
A little bit of
as
relaxation.
This team has pretty much secured a dominating lead here.
Absolutely.
80 to
now
94.
80 to 94.
Hawks.
Waterloo
Wow.
with 10 seconds left. Goes for the three. Oh, so close.
Just can't do it.
Jamar Ford
And
up to
then
Jack
the last
Simmons.
few
Jack Simmons
seconds,
charging down the court. Out to
going
Coulthard.
for just a
Coulthard
powerful
back
play,
over.
and it's up. Oh.
So there you have it, ladies and
And they
gentlemen.
couldn't break
Waterloo
100,
Warriors unable to close
There
this
it
game
is.
with a win.
There it is. You know, what a game.
Unable to close it with a win with Waterloo. However, Laurier Golden Hawks were able to improve their standing to 4-5 in the conference.
Definitely.
Wow.
Still a shutout, unfortunately, for the Warriors. You know, still 0 wins. The Battle of Waterloo, who would have thought? You know, they put up a great fight in the first half.
Absolutely.
A lot of intensity, a lot of power, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to sneak through that win.
No, unfortunately, you know, Greg Francis is going to have quite a few things to say to his team, trying to find something. What is going wrong with this team? You know, able to put up the points, but not able to pull through the win or maintain the lead. They had difficulty doing that all the way throughout the game. You know, with net time here, we have Golden Hawks at 94, Waterloo Warriors at 80. Golden Hawks for the win in the OUA men's basketball action. I'm very surprised, actually. You know,
Definitely.
Speaking with Greg Francis, he seemed very confident, especially going over to Ottawa and Carleton.
Definitely.
Playing teams like that, you know, should have given the determination. I would imagine, you know, you'd have a little bit more experience. And I couldn't believe that, you know, Jaspreet Gill did not come out like Greg Francis had mentioned he expected him to. Against this Laurier team especially, because he mentioned, you know, Jaspreet Gill is going to have to be effective. Miles, you know, Jarvis is going to have to be effective. Wayne Bridge, they're all going to have to be effective because of the likes of Max Allen, the Coulthard brothers, on Laurier.
Again, yeah, definitely. You know, and this was the game that they needed to turn around. Waterloo needed to start the upward climb here, and unfortunately they just slipped back down again. You know, and it's like we talked about earlier, as the difference between the teams really did seem to be, you know, the Laurier team is a team of stars, and the Waterloo team, unfortunately, just seemed to be, a star with a team kind of
surrounding him.
right?
One-trick pony throughout the whole game. We have Danielle Brown, downtown Danielle Brown on courtside, ready. Danielle, what do you have for us?
Danielle Brown here, courtside, with the coach of the winning team, Peter Campbell of the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. Were there any nerves going into the game tonight, as it was a battle of the Waterloo teams?
Well, that's always a step, that's always a concern. The Battle of Waterloo is always a big issue for us. And for both teams coming off the weekend in Ottawa, playing Carleton and Ottawa, I'm sure there were a lot of nerves in both teams because neither one of us played very well up there. And so you're getting ready for a game and you're not sure whether you've got over the trouncings you took on the weekend, whether you're going to be able to play. This is a tough gym to play in if you don't practice here every day. So, yeah, there's always some nerves for this game.
Right, and in the first half, especially in the second quarter, midway through, there was a lot of up and down in the scoreboard. What do you tell your team during the halftime to motivate them to keep performing at such a high level?
Well, I mean, that's the way we play. We practice to play at a high pace. I think Waterloo likes to play at that pace as well. They've got lots of good athletes. So it shouldn't be a hardship to play at that pace because more people get more shots. So guys like to shoot. Very few of them like to defend. So if you're playing fast, everybody's in the game.
Yeah, there was a lot of hustle tonight. It's great to see both teams with a lot of hustle. What are you going to work on to help better yourself and improve your team for the upcoming games?
Well, we've got Guelph on Saturday, and we've got to get better at moving the basketball. We do too much off the dribble, and we're not very good at that, so we've got to get better at passing and cutting. And our rebounding's got to keep improving. So today we got into a little bit of foul trouble, and that's always an issue because we're not that deep.
Well, congratulations on your win, and best of luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Nice job.
And back to the desk.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Yeah, definitely a heated coach, to say the least. You saw him on the bench pretty angry throughout most of the game. Towards the end there, as you mentioned, you saw him getting a little softer, a little bit maybe more relaxed, knowing that his team was going to come out of this game with a win. Like I said, improving their record to 4-5. Definitely a force to reckon with in the league now, being tied 3 ways for that first place position.
Definitely, and I mean, with the winning game like that, who wouldn't have a smile on their face?
Exactly.
Right? And Laurier is going on to play Guelph now, and hopefully they can keep up a dominating lead here.
Absolutely, Laurier, they want to hold on to the power they had in this game. They want to be able to do what they did in getting the lead and then holding the lead. Because, like I said, Waterloo has struggled with that. But as long as the team can get that slight lead and hold it through the rest of the quarters, they're going to win. Waterloo was unable to do that. They tied a lot. They got ahead by a few points, but that's about it. So let's go take a look at some of the nicer highlights that we saw throughout this game tonight.
Some of the
very
important
offensively
moments.
Charged. So here
you go.
Here we have Laurier, just a simple layup. The disappointment on the Waterloo team. And that was Jack Simmons from the 3-point line. And there's the tip in by Waterloo. That was extremely nice. That was during a point in the game when they were turning around. And then Max Allen goes in. That is a moment when Max Allen is denied. Max Allen being a vital tool. You can see how excited the Laurier players are because they know what they have just done and who they have just denied. And there's a little bit of Jaspreet Gill going in very hard to the key, trying to get that layup and close the gap between them and Laurier. That was there throughout most of the fourth quarter. Jack Simmons struggling in the key there.
Yeah,
and an excellent basket by Jess Simmons.
And I mean, these as you can see here as the highlight reel plays, it just boils down to the strength and the power and the ferocity that the Waterloo Warriors had, versus the agility, like you can see here, right? Like nothing but net there.
Nothing.
Just the speed, the agility.
I found the accuracy
that
coming.
The Laurier players have.
Absolutely, and it's unfortunate because the accuracy coming out of Wainbridge and the other players like Miles Jarvis was so accurate. But it didn't come through for Waterloo because the rest of the team had nothing to contribute.
Right. But even though they didn't get the win that they had hoped for, there's no shame for Waterloo because, those guys went out there and they played their butts off.
Absolutely.
They got a little physical, a little rowdy at times, but when frustrations run rampant like they would with such an intense match like this, so much riding on the line, that's to be expected. Definitely to be expected.
Absolutely. So You know,
What a great game.
it's been an amazing game. I was anxious to see it my whole
game.
time. Definitely exciting
Definitely.
here at OUA basketball action at the PAC Center on University of Waterloo campus. It has been the Waterloo Warriors and Laurier Golden Hawks tonight, and wow, what action! I'm Seth Guy, and
I'm Adrian Baker.
and thank you to Danielle downtown, Danielle Brown courtside. Have a great evening, everyone, and take care.
Make sure you see us next week. We'll see you more for some more exciting basketball coverage.
Net time.